sir. I am James Benedict Ines from BSMT1C. First, explain the concept of self-discipline. Self-discipline is like a muscle. The more you work on developing it and using it, the stronger it will become. It's important to develop self-discipline in time. Self-discipline is what enables us to do high-quality work. It keeps us pursuing our goals through tough times, and it helps us to stay professionally even when not feeling great. Self-discipline is the ability to control yourself and to make yourself work hard or behave in a particular way without needing someone else to tell you what to do. Exercising at home alone requires a tremendous amount of self-discipline. That is the example. So let's proceed to discuss the types of discipline. We have three types of discipline. First is active discipline. The second is reactive discipline, and the third one is proactive discipline. Active discipline is carrying out the necessary tasks right away, such as eating a balanced breakfast, avoiding distraction while studying, and exercising. When you made a decision to eat healthy as opposed to unhealthy, you were actively disciplined. You demonstrated discipline by setting aside time for study and turning off your phone. Another instance was when you made the decision to work out rather than watch TV or browse the internet. So, second one. Reactive discipline is when coping with unforeseen circumstances like getting a flat tire on the way to work, dealing with a rude individual, or looking your car keys inside. Reactive discipline refers to managing your thoughts on behavior. You took advantage of these circumstances to learn instead of winning or whining. You had tire fixed as soon as it became flat. You made the decision to focus on your gratitude at the time that nobody was wounded and that it was merely a flat tire. You gave the obnoxious guy the benefit of the doubt. You came to the conclusion that their rudeness was their problem, not yours. You were aware that an eye for an eye resulted in blindness for everyone. You made the choice to be extra kind to that individual because you know they needed it. The third one is proactive discipline. Proactive discipline in order to better control a situation. Proactive discipline involves taking action in advance. Example, include packing an umbrella for a rainy day, making a to-do list, and getting to bed on time. That morning, you viewed the news while getting ready for the weather. You made a to-do list to prioritize the goals you needed to complete by a certain date because you had them. You made the choice to go bed early so you could wake up on time rather than staying up late. Admittedly, communicating to discipline every day is challenging. We are continuously presented with problems that appears to arise at the most convenient time. So maintaining self-discipline is so simple task. Yes, we are powerless over the situation. So we have the next. We need to explain the stages of discipline. So we have a first stage of discipline. The stage 1 is verbal or written warning. Second one is stage 2, probation. Stage 3, suspension. Stage 4, termination. First one, stage 1. Verbal or written warning. The most forgiving type of punishment that employees use aside from just overlooking the act entirely is a warning. The least severe in warnings service as official records of the incident and are some persuasive especially if they are kept in personal files. Escalating warnings such as verbal, written, second writtens, and finals is a strategy used by some business. Stage 2. Probation. When warnings don't work, business frequently put workers on probation in some capacity. This almost functions as another type of last warning in the most basic form. Some business sometimes impose penalties during the probating period, such as pay acts or retraining requirements. Stage 3. Suspension. An employee who has been suspended from work with no longer be doing so for a while. This could be done with or without money, but obviously if it's unpaid, the message is much stronger. Suspension differs from termination in that it is anticipated that employee will resume employment once the suspension period is over. Stage 4. Termination. This is the final option. It's often advisable for both the employee and the company to part ways when disciplinary issue gets so unmanageable. Employee discipline is typically resisted by both employers and employees. To reprimand another adult in work environment is awkward, but when it comes time to execute it, being aware of the available disciplinary instrument can make the job simplest. Remember that employment laws may apply when enforcing any types of employee discipline, so seek legal advice from an employment law attorney or HR expert before taking any step that may put you in jeopardy now in the future. I hope you understand it. The self-discipline and the stages of discipline and the types of discipline. Good day, sir, and thank you. So, what does discipline mean? Discipline is derived from the Latin discipulus. In Old English, it is supposedly derived from disciple, meaning the one who follows another for the purpose of learning. Especially the personal followers of Jesus Christ during his life. The 12 apostles chosen or called by him to be his immediate associate, a biblical loan from Latin discipulus, pupil, student, follower, or disciple. The term discipline has a long story in English, where the earliest use according to Oxford English Dictionary is recorded in 1398. Chaucer used it in relation to science as early as 1405. A more specific use of the term in relation to areas of teaching and scientific inquiry occurs in English from mid-17th century onwards. Discipline bears similar meaning in Sanskrit, instruction, education, in Greek, training to obey rules. Self-control in ancient Rome, Disciplina was a minor goddess who represented martial discipline. She was primarily worshipped by soldiers, is likely to have been creation of Hadrian. A German etymological dictionary, on the other hand, gives the following explanation of the origin of the German. Discipline. Discipline comes from disciplina, which in turn is derived from discipulus. Discipulus in turn relates to discipri, where the latter is marked as the Jews form, meaning to grasp. A similar explanation is offered by Stutche, who described the terms of etymology in the following manner. The term discipline deriving from Latin this year was of course already known in the early Middle Ages. Until 18th century, the history of the term disciplina was closely linked to the history of the term doctrina. In fact, The terms are frequently indisguisable. Characteristically, they are used in the context of teaching and instruction, refer to the systematic entirety of doctrines with which a student is presented in the context of instruction. If two terms are too differentiated, then doctrine refers to the teacher's side of instruction and discipline to the student's side. Hope you learned something and